Welcome to Reconnection Day. Thank you for being here. The first thing I want us to do is we're gonna settle into this space, and I like how the hero's journey, the first step is separation. So we're gonna separate from the outside world and make a little bubble for the day. And to start doing that, go ahead and just start to turn and notice all of this art that we have made together. Feel your feet on the ground and just start to settle into this space. Giving yourself permission to be here today. Maybe you silence your cell phone after this. Maybe you put it away. Maybe you do whatever you need to be in this space right now. We're going to explore what it means to reconnect to our bodies, to movement, to nutrition, to play, to song. And as we go about today, choose your own adventure. If something feels really, really scary, maybe dip a toe in it and come in and out as needed. Some logistics. If you need space to breathe, we have Studio 5 around the corner here that has some mats and things on the floor. Or you're welcome to step outside and take a walk. Bathrooms are this thing because it has made all of this possible. However, we're not strangers to this. We know what it's like to be in the dark Christie Center. We know what it's like to move through this, to navigate through this. And we know that it changes from day to day, from hour to hour, from minute to minute. So I want you to take a second and check in. Where are you at today? Are you in the pit? Are you in the middle of it? Are you on the edge of it? Are you way outside? Just take a second. And then when you're ready, I have some markers here. And you'll come grab a paint marker and go ahead and make your mark. I think for me, I'm kind of in and out today, so I'm gonna be like this. But feel free to add to our pit. And if you're out of the pit, I have a token for you. So if you don't need a marker, but come grab a piece, let me grab it.
Where's yours at? That's what Logan's for.
Perspective. What else? Kind of like last night. yourself a little key. Maybe it's keeping the word perspective in your head. Maybe it's remembering to bring your shoulders out of your ears. What's one thing you need to remember right now as we go forward through the day? And just bring it in your head. And then before we go into that room after we sing, come get one of these from me. And I hope that they're a little key. I forgot my blank postcard, so we get. It was fun for me to think about how to give people permission to walk. I'm Ricky.
Feel really comfortable and familiar, and for some of you this might feel edgy and like, oh my gosh. So my encouragement to you is to take care of yourself in whatever way you need to. The invitation here is to come into voice expression in ways that I will lead us in. And that can be as simple as choosing to breathe and be present. And maybe you're not ready to sound, and that's okay. Maybe humming is all you feel like right now you have access to. Hum with that. A kind of vulnerability that we're often not invited into, and a kind of intimacy that can be created as we sound together. So that is the invitation for this morning. And I'm with Chat Sing, so I facilitate community singing for fun. Non-performance, non-audition, non-religious singing is what I do in Chattanooga. So I'm really grateful to be here with you all. Play with whatever sound you want in your body and voice. You can't get it wrong, I promise. I'm going to invite you to shake or wiggle or twirl as you make noises. Maybe you want to keep humming. If you want to laugh or stretch or sigh. Move your body in whatever way it feels. Let's do that 2 more times. Big deep breath in. Maybe you want to look up at the sky and let it all go. So one more time, and this time when you exhale, sigh it out. We could understand if this good to you. before you put your feet on the floor in the morning. What if that could be true? What if that little song could carry you through this, as another form of art to carry you on your journey? That's the invitation, that's the offering. This next song is what you all just demonstrated by being willing to join in this experiment. And I know that there are those of you here who are like, oh my gosh, singing, what? And there are those of you here who are like, yay, singing, and everything in between, and it's all welcome. This next song is entitled Courage. It's by a woman named Ale Blakely, who does a lot of work at the intersection of grief and song. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of this fear, being afraid and showing up anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. Your turn. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of this fear. It is the feeling of this fear. Being afraid of this fear. Being afraid. Being afraid. And showing up anyway. And showing up anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of this fear. It is the feeling of this fear. Being afraid. Being afraid. And showing up anyway. And showing up anyway. So you're all artists. You all have pieces in this gallery. It is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of this fear. Being afraid and showing up anyway. Let's do that one more time. Being afraid. Being afraid and showing up anyway. All together. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of this fear. Being afraid and showing up anyway. One at a time. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. We're gonna do those two lines, listen. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, yay. Bella mama, Bella mama, Bella mama, Bella mama. Bella mama, Bella mama, Bella mama, Bella mama, Bella what is true. I think this one does it really well in the first person. Let me find where I want to start it. I am me. Try that with me. I am me. One more time. I am me. I am courageous. I am courageous. Say it one more time. Courageous. Courageous. What's that? Courageous. No, feel scary?
Yes.
Like high? What?
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Just a bit. I am me. I am courageous. Let's try it there. I am courageous. One more time on that. I am courageous. I think the invitation with that word is the invitation to be courageous, right? To go to that space, isn't it? Like open, get bigger to feel the air and have that space for that note. Okay, let's put those two lines together. I'll sing them and you can sing them back to me. I think I've lowered it. Maybe I am me. I am courageous. Try it. I am me. I am courageous. Let's say that one more time. I am me. I am courageous. You can also be, you can do, I am powerfully here. I am powerfully here. One more time on that line. I am powerfully here. Let's try call and response. I'll sing a line and you just sing it back. I am me. I am me. I am courageous. I am courageous. I love. I am powerful.
In. And to let you know, we are going to start in this room, and then we're going to go outside for a little while. And then after we've been outside for a while, we're going to circle back here and have some time to reflect and some time to share. And we are going to be doing some writing. Now, I know not everyone in this room is a writer. Writing is a different art. We all have a different art form. Writing happens to be one of mine. I'm a writer and a musician. Those are my two main art forms. But really, what I want you to do is to use writing as a way of connection. This is all about reconnection today, right? So my name is Charity. My pronouns are she, her, and I do eco-spiritual work. I was at one point a therapist for about 15 years, and I've done some coaching and some other things, but now I mostly do work that helps people reconnect with themselves, with each other, and with this beautiful planet that we call home. And a big part of reconnecting with that planet is getting in touch with our own spirits and with Source, however you call Source. We all call Source something different. I love the word spirit. I also love the word divine mystery. I guess it's more of a phrase than a single word. But I love, love, love this kind of work, and I'm happy to share it with you today. So to begin with, though, I want us to do a little drop-in and a purposeful drop-in to begin our connection with this planet. So if you like, you can close your eyes, or you can just simply soften your gaze and just be comfortable and begin to take in a couple of breaths, just in and out. You might deepen your breath, breathing a little deeper in, stretching your lungs a little and holding it, and then breathing out. Settle into your breath, allow it to relax. Allow your lungs to do their natural thing. And as you're breathing, recognize that you are sharing your air with the trees that are near us. They are creating and recycling air and creating oxygen that we breathe in. And we breathe out carbon dioxide, and the trees breathe it in. And we are connected. Feel how solid the surface is beneath you. Feel how solid the chair, and then the floor beneath the chair, the foundation of this building beneath the floor, and the earth herself beneath the foundation. We are held by this beautiful earth. Bella Mama, our Mama Earth. As you continue to feel that heldedness, take a couple more deep breaths with gratitude for this place we call home. And starting to come back to the room, you might gently open your eyes. You might keep a softer gaze. Notice the light in the room. Notice this beautiful natural light coming in. Sound of the birds outside, sound of us shuffling around in here. And all these wonderful artists in this room. All these wonderful people come together. That we too are nature. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here. So often we think about nature and connecting with nature that we need to be out in the forest. Now, I love being out in the forest. It was what I did yesterday morning after I read the news, and I was like, I need to calm down, So I went outside. I felt myself like being drugged down into, I tell Regina, I call the pit of despair, because I'm a Princess Bride fan. Mm-hmm. And I felt it so strongly. And when I'm in the pit, one of the things that really helps me is to be among the trees. And so when I think of being in nature, I, for the longest time, thought I needed to be in the woods. I needed to go on a trail. But I started to realize that I can connect with nature anywhere. I still have this sky as the expanse. Even that Chattanooga is the scenic city. Chattanooga is my hometown, and I love how much nature is built in everywhere. There are lots of trees. But even if we're in the middle of a city and there's sidewalks and buildings all around, we still have the sky above us. We're still breathing air. We are still connected as our feet walk upon the earth, even if there's concrete in between. And so sometimes we need to rethink the way that we're connecting with nature. And also sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I'm really deep down in the pit, I don't really have the energy to go for a walk. I don't have the energy to drive myself somewhere. So sometimes connecting with nature means bringing nature inside. And so I want to give y'all a few little ideas for ways that you can do that too. So I'm a big fan of picking up rocks wherever I go. I love the way a stone feels in my hand. It feels solid. It feels like something I can hold on to. I love cooler season because I can wear my vest, and I'm love fidget kind of things. So I'll carry like acorns and stones. I have a buckeye in my pocket. I have a tiny piece of driftwood that I carry around and just kind of rub on because it reminds me I'm still connected with the earth, even when maybe I'm nervous or even when I hate big crowds of people. Like I am not a like big, noisy, I get overstimulated, and it's very grounding to have this kind of thing. I actually learned that at an autism workshop at the autism conference in Chattanooga about just making sure that we have something natural to hold on to and the power of that. So that's one way that you can bring nature in. Another way is, I've been doing a lot of like trying to get, and for me, that's Celtic ancestry. And I learned that my Celtic ancestors would burn cedar and use cedar for cleansing. I get a little nervous about fire, and I have 2 kids and some cats, and so I'll do simmer pots on the stove with cedar. You can just take a little sprig of cedar or pine and put it in a pot with a little bit of water and bring some steam in the air, and that helps diffuse without having to buy essential oils. This is free. So, and it's also a way for you to touch and get close with whatever it is that you're trying to smell, because there's actually a lot of research that shows that we as humans get calm when we smell evergreen. So you can burn a candle, you can use essential oils, but you can also just use a little sprig and bring it inside. It's a beautiful time of year to collect leaves. You can also take pictures on your phone. Like if you are out, you can look at nature pictures. If that's all you have, that is what you can use. You can listen to nature sound, watch nature videos. It's another way to bring nature inside. Has anybody heard of hygge, the concept of hygge? Yeah, so hygge is like this idea that the Danish people have of coziness. And in the little book of hygge that shares about this concept and the ways that they create coziness inside their homes, a lot of it is natural materials brought inside. So sprigs of evergreen, leaves, stones, wood, all of these things that we can bring inside and make sure that we're using. Even when I pick a cup to drink my coffee or tea out of, when I pick an earthenware mug, it feels different in our hands than it does if we use one that's, maybe made of like metal or plastic, and it's also better for us than one that's made out of plastic. So we can make small choices to make sure that we're feeling more connected with the earth, make sure that we are bringing earth inside. So what I want to offer you today, though, is to have a little bit more of an immersive experience. We are not in a very natural area, but there is a lot of nature around. And I love that because this is going to really demonstrate to you just how connected we can get, even when we hear traffic, even it was like perfect timing there. It was like on cue. Even when there's buildings, even when there's some ugliness around, So I have a lot of eco grief and eco anxiety because of what is being done to our planet. And sometimes it's really helpful to be in an environment where there is a parking lot, or there are fences, or there is traffic, and we can see that life is continuing on. We can see how resilient nature is. We can see how present the earth is, even in those spaces, and that really helps fuel us to sometimes make better choices, to continue to connect with earth, because it's only from our love of the earth that we can save this planet and save ourselves. And that's my little soapbox that I'll jump on and off. But I really want to encourage you, if you also have eco grief or eco anxiety, that connecting with nature more deeply can really be a source of strength. It can be a source of connecting with your grief instead of turning it off, because we have this tendency to pathologize our pain, which is why I'm no longer a therapist. And it's also a chance to really be connected in a way that allows us to understand we are a part of time. We talked about the trees earlier and how the trees create oxygen that we breathe, but trees have been in existence longer than humans. And when we connect with an ancient being, when we connect with a stone that, who knows how old this stone is? It's way older than I am. It's probably older than anybody I've ever known, right? So, or maybe even anybody I've ever heard of. And that is somehow comforting to know that we are part of this larger story. And that's what I hope that you'll experience today when we go out. So I'm going to give you a preview of what we're going to do. I'm going to give a certain amount of time, and I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to go outside. And I want you to, as much as possible, be silent during that time and stay off of devices, okay? I want you, during this time, to pick some things that you want to connect with. It might be the mountain. We have wonderful views of the mountains here. It's up to you if you want to venture and walk to the trees, to the grass. This is called touch grass. I highly encourage you to literally reach down and just touch the grass. Touch a tree. Ask for permission first. I know that sounds a little silly, but ask a tree before you touch a tree. May I touch you? I've never had a tree say no. And don't overthink the answer. And the reason for that is we're going to approach this through a view called kinship. Kinship view is an indigenous worldview. And in the indigenous worldview says we're not going to see the earth as a natural resource. We are going to see the earth as our beloved mother. We are going to see the earth as our kin. And that is all beings on this planet. And so it's really important when we're doing eco-spiritual work that we approach from that, because we're not just getting something and taking something. We're not engaging in consumerism. It's a chance to unplug from that, because I'm so tired of all the ads. I'm so tired of everything I'm supposed to buy and keep up with. And I really just don't give a damn anymore. And it's nice to unplug from that and be in a space where I'm not expected to buy anything. I'm not expected to have anything. I'm just expected to be, and to be respectful and reciprocal in my relationship with the planet. And so I want to invite you, as you go outside, to think about who you want to connect with, who being the grass, the mountain, the trees, if you want to look off in the distance, if you want to listen to this bird song that we have here, if you want to hear the insects. There are so many insects that are chirping and buzzing this time of year. I also want to draw your attention. There's a spool, like an old cable spool that's on the corner of the deck here. If we want to go outside this way, there's a spool where I've sat some things that are a little more. This garage door is our threshold. We're going to cross this threshold into the earth. And when you cross this threshold, I want you to think, what is alive for me right now? What am I noticing that's alive? Or if you have something that you're really thinking on and you're not sure about, and you've got this question in your mind and you just can't seem to get clarity, I want you to bring that question as you walk through the threshold. And ask the earth. Maybe the earth has an answer for you. Maybe you're wondering what's next. Maybe you're wondering, how should I think about this thing? Maybe you're wondering, how should I approach this conversation? Whatever question, might be something that you're just it's kind of nagging at you. Mine kind of sits back here. When I have a question, I'm like, ugh, and I got to scratch that itch and get this question out. But when we go out of this threshold, cross into this threshold, you might ask that question. Or again, you might ask, what is alive for me in this moment? What do I notice that's alive? And when we come back, I'm going to have an index card for you all and give you some time to reflect and write on that, okay? So I'm going to set a timer. I'll give us 20 minutes. We'll have 20 minutes to go out. And I have cards and pencils that I'll put out for everyone. So we're going to have a chance to really be connected.
This is nice.
I will stand behind you.
No, please. You gotta be the model. You gotta be looking like, oh, look, it's clean. Look. Oh, gosh. Get in touch with nature right now. Perfect. Very nice. Is your grass up in there? Now that's some nature right there. This is peaceful. That's a visual.
Dude, I'm trying to get that leaf off my.
Wait, dude, you silhouetted by the sun is brutal. Oh my gosh.
Do I look at you?
I look crazy right now.
Oh, it's lemon.
It's lemon.
It's the lemon balm.
Beautiful.
It's nice. That's so nice.
Oh, excuse me.
For writing, but while we're waiting on a couple more people to come back in, intentionally go out and connect. It was what? Prayer, yes. Absolutely. I love that. Someone else, just a word or two. Grounding, yeah. Yes, energizing, rejuvenation. I'm loving these words. Slow, especially in this fast-paced world. Take time to slow down.
It was very, I don't know what the word is, maybe you all can help me out, but I was kind of mad at myself for not doing it more or understanding why. Like, why do I not do this? It doesn't take that long. And why am I like so immersed in this other kind of grind culture where it's go, 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 and just feeling bad about not giving myself permission to do just that. And that can be done in the neighborhood. Like you said, I'm always inundated with, oh, I need to drive to River Park or I need to drive somewhere, to get what's just right outside.
It's like a reset,
Yeah.
right? It's like we get to hit the reset button a little bit on why are we living like this? Why when this doesn't serve me? Am I stuck up in this when there's this that's offered to me? Yeah. Which is a hard thing, but a good thing. Yeah.
I felt pretty similar. It made me miss recess or just my parents saying go outside because I needed someone to tell me to do it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't do it as much when no one's telling me.
Yeah. But now you can tell yourself.
I don't know. I might not. I probably should.
And that's the thing, right? Sometimes it takes a note. Hey, go outside. Put that note up somewhere, you know. Or even if you have a friend, because that's the other part too. We are nature. And so if we can tell each other, hey, why don't we do this more often? You know, so often, if we're going to meet somebody the first time we meet up, especially if it's a work thing, we're like, let's go do coffee or tea. And I'm like, let's go for a walk. You know, we can do that. We can go for a walk. Yes. Yes. And that resets our creativity because we're unplugged, right? Because we're giving our brain a chance to rest. And there's actually a lot of research that shows looking at water and the reflection of light on water offers a cleanse for our brain. Watching a fire, even if it's a candle, offers a reset for our brain, especially when we're just stuck in a cycle or stuck. Maybe we have blocks, or maybe we are doom scrolling and we need to get out of that. Looking at something natural can really help. Yeah, it's fantastic. So you've got an index card in front of you and a pencil, and I would prefer for you to write with a pencil because it's wood, and so you're holding on to something natural. And so I just want you to take a second and just write down whatever came to you, anything that was important that you want to hold on to from this experience that you had. Just take a minute or two to do that. Just anything that came to you, anything that's important that you want to hold on to from this experience. Just take another minute. You're good. We're just writing down anything that we want to hold on from that experience, anything that was meaningful that we want to make sure we hold on to. Oh, you're fine. We're just writing down anything that was meaningful or that we want to hold on to from that experience. Food is nature too. Well, some food.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you.
Right. So on the other side of your paper, or it can be the same if you like, I want you to write down your response to this open sentence. It's by a woman who was really a pioneer in eco-spiritual and eco-psychological work named Joanna Macy. She recently passed away. But she had this beautiful sentence, what do you love about being alive in Earth? What are some things you love about being alive in Earth? So this is gratitude. We're just writing it down. anything that comes to you. It could be the sound of rain, it could be hugs from friends, it could be food, it could be a certain food, it could be a certain place. Just what are some things you love about being alive in Earth? We're just going to take a minute on that one, because I'm almost out of time here. Then we are connecting, we are continuing that connection and that relationship with the planet, with nature. And I want to encourage you to hold that question. What are some things you love? It's a way to continue in that line of gratitude, that beautiful song that we started with today on waking up in the morning, grateful, thinking about these wonderful things that we're grateful for in this earth. And I want to leave you with just a little thought. So you might have seen on the table there were a couple of plants in the jar. I just got these out of my yard. This is not ragweed. It's actually mistaken for ragweed. This is goldenrod. Goldenrod is actually a wonderful healing medicinal plant that most people are not allergic to, and I can put my nose right up to, and it's not going to make me sneeze like ragweed. And it's very important for pollinators. So are asters. These are a type of aster. Asters and goldenrod often grow together, and they grow in places where nobody grows anything else. They just tend to bunch up on the side of the road. Mary Oliver wrote an entire poem that's beautiful about goldenrod. And part of the reason we're lonely is because sometimes we don't even know the names of these other beings that we share our planet with. And you're probably going to see a lot of goldenrod now and say, oh, that's goldenrod. Goldenrod is a friend. Asters are a friend. And they actually have a relationship with each other where they help pollinators in different ways, and they help each other's root systems in different ways. Robin Wall Kimmerer wrote a beautiful book called Braiding Sweetgrass that really started her eco-spiritual and eco-psychological work started by wondering, why do these two plants grow together? And so I want to leave you with knowing that we have so many wonderful beings around us if we just pay attention. And that's a wonderful way to reconnect and get out of the pit. And thank you so much for your attention and your time.
So we're going to do a 5-minute break, and then we're going to be back in this room with Jazz to reconnect to creativity.
What's your last name?
You don't get to know.
Powers?
Wilkins.
Wilkins.
Did you say Powers? That would be great.
I know an Austin Powers.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
it's
seen him
always-
since he was this big, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
An actual one.
No.
Okay, guys. Let's get started. I do have an art experiential plan for us at the end, or when I get done talking, but I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about art therapy, which you all already understand intrinsically, the cathartic qualities available through art therapy, but I kind of want to talk a little bit more about that, thinking that you may want to do some art therapy yourself as a client and or consider art therapy as a career. It's a good hustle for an artist. My name is Jazz Milam. I am an artist. I am a registered board certified art therapist. And I have spent my entire life just hell-bent on staying in the arts. So I have done all kinds of things. I've been a teacher, I've worked at an advertising agency, I have hustled groups, I've done residencies in schools, and as my own work with other people, my own work in the studio, and my own personal work through Jungian studies and 12-step work, I began to get this lift-off feeling that art was more. There was more available than what I was exploring. So I went back to school and got my degree and really, really enjoying being an art therapist at kind of this last stage of my career. I want to share a tiny bit about that with you guys. I want to say just a little bit about the difference between being an artist and art therapy. This was a piece that cracked me open. I was working, I don't know how many years ago, like this. I was painting on wood and then popping plexiglass in front of the wood so that there was some depth and shadow going on. And I was doing this narrative series that I didn't really understand, but it was so compelling that I did this series with this imagery and was sharing it with my art group, and was kind of over addressing this specific part of this painting, this mist over St. Elmo, this mist over St. Elmo, this mist over St. Elmo. And one of my cohorts said, Jazz, you're missing St. Elmo. And it cracked me open like an egg, and this grief pocket was lanced, and blah, okay, out I came, and I had a lot of grief associated around the relationship and around the ending and around the things. So it opened a pocket of grief for me. But y'all will see that my left brain already knew, my right brain already knew that, okay? Okay, so that's a turn on. And I got real interested in that. Here is a slide kind of about the difference between being an art teacher and being an art therapist. As I said, I spent so many years teaching. As an art teacher, if I was teaching somebody how to make a clay vessel, and it dried, and then I was going to fire it and give it back to them, you know, my proud student, if there had been a flaw in the firing process, for example, if a foot had fallen off of a pot, as an art teacher, I would repair that so that I could give them their finished work. As an art therapist, I go, whoa, she just lost her footing. Whoa, a piece of her foundation is missing. Whoa, I'm not about to glue that back. She needs to do that piece of work. She needs to figure out what that represents. Do you see the kind of oomph difference in that? And that happened with this assignment with some people. Their breakages ended, where it went wrong ended up being the therapeutic element to it, okay? And me having sussed it and fixed it up would have been leaving that component out. Oh, this one is very hard to see in this light room. Can y'all even see it? I'll describe it. Another important part about art therapy that might be different than just being an artist is observing the process of the art making. There's information in that too. In this case, I was having a person do an assessment called a house tree person, where you draw a house, a tree, and a person. But I was sitting there and watching, and the process was informative. She drew in order the house, the tree, and the person, and then her very last move was to take a pencil and slice it across the page, cutting the roots off of this tree with that kind of final mark. And I said, oh my God, are you adopted? And she said, yeah. So the process also can catch things like that being cut off from your roots, okay? Another example of being informed by the art making process, being present for that, asking some clients which player in a manger scene they were relating to, and asking them then to draw that person or part of the manger scene and what it is that resonates with them. This person started off by drawing the manger, and then she drew Mary and Joseph and Jesus, and then she drew the three wise men, and then she drew the trough. Y'all guess who she identifies with?
Yeah, it shows.
The donkey in the background who doesn't and she drew it last. So that was a real metaphor for her life, and the mothering approach that she took to everything, making sure that the setting and that the people, and then here I am, finally, an unimportant player and last. So she learned a lot just from her process of doing that.
Excuse me. By drawing the donkey last, she learned about her life process. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Because
Because the part of this manger scene that I had set up that she identified with was this donkey. the least important, the most peripheral, the tucked back in the back. And that's the way she lived her life. Yeah. Step by step, that's the way she lives her life, making sure that the setting is right, that the people are where they're supposed to be, that everybody has a cocktail. Yeah. Oh, I'm here. Okay.
And Jazz, to reframe that too, the donkey brought him into Bethlehem.
Correctamundo.
So,
He was an important player.
He was the most important player, right?
Right. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
Just in the process of doing this. This is somebody. How hard is it to shut that? I wonder.
We have to move this table forward.
Oh, I hate for you to do that. I'll just describe. This was somebody who was making a clay model of her family of origin, her mother, her father, her sister, and her brother. And she represented her father as a wine bottle, herself as the cork. And you can see that this spilt wine and all of the ways that she was working that. Very articulate description of what an alcoholic family member does to the whole family. Everybody was sort of impacted by that. It's evident in that art. Here's a person who turned her paper while she worked all the way around so that there was a disoriented feeling both to her process and to her final product. And that, in fact, described very much not only her childhood, but the marriage that she was currently trying to get out, this disoriented, crazy, out of control feeling that she captured so well here. This one is hard to see. It is an affirmation. It says, inner light. Wow. So that was the assignment, was to get in touch with something light in you. This person was very unwell in a treatment center with an eating disorder, hospitalized. And you can see that her inner light was so faint that you could barely see it. Which told us how she felt. This is a great example of a flag for somebody with an eating disorder and or somebody who believes that they don't have permission to take up space for whatever reason. You can see that even though they were given a whole piece of paper, they confined themselves to this one corner. And it actually was an eating disorder. Here is a way that the product sometimes reflects the process. This was an alcoholic inpatient in treatment doing a comparison, contrast collage of drunk me, sober me, and even the way that they placed the images in that helter-skelter way kind of reinforces or delivers a message, just as this more organized and static sober me delivers a different kind of message. This is a bracelet that a client made. It's a life story, bead by bead, and we were so blown away when she finished it that the way that it curved around put all of the dark beads on one side and all of the light beads on the other side, which was exactly the diagnosis that she was working with, was this bipolar. And so she had kind of accidentally used that composition to make this life story bracelet. Are y'all seeing the polarity and how it just kind of out it comes? Okay. So it's not just a pretty bracelet. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that goes with that outfit. There's something else with art therapy that can happen, okay? Another clay sculpture of a family of origin, and the way that they place themselves, their parents and their sibling, speaks volumes. This is a family where there is no closeness. There's just distance.
You said there's no what?
Closeness.
Oh, closeness.
There's a lot of distance. Okay, so this is heavy shit right here. This person was disconnecting from, I'm not going to specifically say what kind of darkness it was that she was leaving. It was going to be hard to do, but she was going to do it. And we used the process of cutting as a way of signifying and symbolizing that she was leaving this behind, moving on to this. It was a divorce, a really ugly divorce. She did that, and I thought, well, that's really cathartic. She went home feeling, oh, this is really nice. I've got that experience, that cathartic experience. Well, when I came back in the next day, the two things had dried out and actually separated further, as if the art was saying, okay, you started it, but you started an ongoing process. That's what she said. So I get to the student, I'm like, look. The universe is conspiring with you to get out of this dark place. Fascinating. This is a self-portrait in a takeout box. Contents and exterior, talking about the metaphor of my insides and my outsides, and do they align? Are they different? Should they be? After she finished this box, she took out some spray adhesive and sprayed the whole outside of the box with this, you can't see it, but it made it very, very sticky. Y'all, that was what it was like to be with this person. She was like this, and like if you saw her, you would kind of not, unless you had 10 minutes, do you know what I mean? You would kind of avoid her. I couldn't believe that on some level she understood that she had that, and had put it out there in such a clear way. It's like, watch out. Y'all know people like that, right? Yeah.
Everybody in Tennessee.
Everybody in Tennessee has spray mount
That's
all
called
over.
friendliness, ma'am. That's friendliness. That's
And I guess this is the thing that I love the very, very most about art and art therapy, is that the art just never lies. It cannot. I'll show you some examples of that. This is a client using oil pastels to do a relationship inventory, starting with her childhood and the men that she had married, etc., and moved on. And when she got done drawing this timeline, I went, holy, do you see what you've got here? Do y'all see it? Mom. She had completely duplicated her mother's first marriage and first divorce, and then second marriage and second divorce. And she saw that, whoa, my relationship history is just a repeat of my mother's. I've got work to do. Whew, okay, I learned how to do this.
So when you, can I ask a question? So when you gave this assignment, what did you say for her to do? What was the
Draw a history of your relationships, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the rounds, the traumas, the love, all of it. This was a relationship addict. Yeah, but she got to see really clearly where she had learned this, right? The art just doesn't lie. That came from her to her. Here's something else that's a little bit, this is depression, but it's more than depression, where I sell make-believe stuff. So this is my make-believe logo for my make-believe company. And I was showing, it's a black hat outside a busted up trailer with, some crutches propped up on it, and this jacked up car on it. And I was showing it to my girlfriend saying, what do you think about this new logo? And she said, oh, Jess, that's so cool. I can't believe you worked art in there. And I was like, what are you talking about? Do you guys see? I did not mean to do this. I swear to God, I was drawing a satellite dish, a stink pot, and an old antenna. And I spelled art. I did that, okay? So, yeah. Anyway. That's enough about art and art therapy. You don't even need all of this stuff. As you all know, just making art, tapping into your creativity is therapeutic, just by nature. And that's available to anybody. You don't have to be an art therapist or even an artist, really, to tap into that creativity. and benefit from just the life-affirming qualities of making art. And there are people who I work with that way too, where we just make art because to feel better, you know. And that's what I thought we would do today. It's just something kind of simple as an example of that. So we're going to do just a simple, cheap project called a squiggle drawing today. And I am not going to psych you out or anything. I mean, I'm not, okay, that's not what that is. This is a kid's squiggle drawing. And the squiggle, of course, is just this loopity-loop thing that they did in a marker. But they were able to identify with it, project onto it, and then draw this lion and flower and, of course, the obligatory sun. So that's an example of a squiggle drawing, and just it's silly, it's fun, it's easy, it's a 10-minute thing. Here is one by an adult, a non-artist, they call themselves, but with just a squiggle drawing in a related field, counseling, nursing, and I think fine art, then you can just get a certificate. It's not the whole grad program.
Oh, really?
If you've already got a master's in a related field, and I can't define for you that today, what that is today.
No, where? What schools? What?
It depends on if you want to go in person.
Apparently I'm just drawing neurons.
Just one more thing.
It's hard not to. Yeah. Not, I don't know. You don't want to dwell on it, but you also like something like that. Just like a little like that's amazing outdoor activity for like.
Crayons are one of my favorite materials, you know. These crayons smell. Yeah, that's because I paid big bucks for a Crayola.
But they make a good product. Just like lazy boy makes a good product.
I like invited her on purpose because I like wanted her to.
Taco Bell.
Did you do the whole AP?
Almost.
Yeah, I quit because I got assaulted.
Some are easier to hold than others. So what I have found in working with people, I work with mostly women, some couples, but is they will allow themselves to finally feel the anger that they've been holding, and they touch into that. They like, it's like I'm gonna touch it, but ooh, that's scary. For some, that's very comfortable. Like they can go right to anger, but for others, anger is like the ultimate like, I don't know if I can hold myself in that. So once they feel that anger and allow it to move through over sessions or whatever, way that they choose, they create space for the pendulum to go all the way over here, and this inspired, exhilarated, enthusiastic, they're able to hold it, but for some people it's also very hard to hold exhilarated, ecstatic. Has anybody had that feeling where they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, but I better not get too excited? There's this like pendulum of like, oh, this is really exciting, but it could fall through. Yeah, and what is it about that we can't just allow ourselves to get really excited, but then also know that if we need to grieve whatever that thing is that didn't happen, or we lost, or the other shoe did drop, we can hold ourselves in that too. Yeah. Okay, so that, and what was your name? Ganika?
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you. So where would you say this is a higher energy, low energy?
He's like, okay, lots of new creations in the world, and how does that change how I show up?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. If anyone needs some space help, it's you right now, right? Yes. Okay. So notice I just nodded my head, and I hope if there's anything that you take from this conversation is that you hold space for your emotions first and foremost. and validate them. All of them are welcome. All of them are here. They're guides. It's your wisdom. Your body's just like, please let me say something. I've got some things to say. And if you want to get more curious about ways to feel the emotions and allow them to make space for more fulfillment and joy and more capacity to deal with the hard things that we're going through in life, I've got a lot of different ways to do that. One, I'm doing a nervous system reset class at Ember Movement Studio on the 19th. It's just a 2-hour class where we'll actually do more releasing of emotions, and we will do something called tension release exercises. Have you all heard of TRE? It's where you do a series of exercises to allow your body to release the tension that you have. So you're literally shaking your body. You're just letting your body do its thing. It's really cool. Your body feels tingly and usually helps you sleep better. It's weird at first. So any questions before we close? Oh yeah, I'll pass this around if you want to take pictures. Also, you can look it up on the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, and you can get save a picture of it on your phone. And there's also an app that it's like a mood check-in. I forget the name of it. Somebody just told me about it. All right. If I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay. So we're gonna do a 5-minute break, and then we're
him than to focus on myself. Does that resonate with anybody? Okay. Yeah. So what I found was through creating safety in my body, through breath and movement and sound, and trying to connect to a place of gratitude, but not just from like fluffy affirmations, but really trying to see what that felt like in my body. It was helpful because I didn't really learn how that felt in my body. So I'm gonna share with you this emotions chart. It's called the mood meter. I'll share that with you today. I'm gonna kind of give you an overview. We're gonna drop into our own bodies. Then we're going to talk about what does emotion feel like in your body. And then we'll talk about when you're grounded and who you are and what your gifts are and what energy you have. What is it? Do you have anything to give? And maybe it's just compassion from wherever you are. Maybe it's sending love and compassion and gratitude towards something as small as your favorite shoes or the sun that's shining. Those small little things that can help get out of that spiral that we sometimes find ourselves in. And then I will be giving you all some tools that you're welcome to use, whatever feels nourishing to you. But in relation to the spirals, has anyone seen this before? Yeah, the spirals. I forget the name. It's a Celtic. Yeah, yes, I know it starts with a T.
It's Triskel?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But the idea of the spiral really resonated with me because I found that sometimes I would start one place and spiral in with thoughts and feelings and emotions, and then other times I'd start from here and I'd be like, okay, if it's a spiral down, how do I start to like spiral up, and what does that feel like in my body? What does that feel like? Because energy and emotions, they're all the same, right? And I kept hearing people talk about feeling. What does that mean? Did anybody learn how to feel as a kid? Where you had like a mentor or an adult that was like, yes, validate those feelings. Yes, that's got to be frustrating for you to feel that way. What does that feel like in your body? Anybody have that experience? Okay, you get to learn today. Okay, great. So being able to start validating your own feelings can be that first part of connecting to self, validating your own feelings, being with whatever is present, accepting that this is where you're at, and then like what's possible from that place. So we'll talk about spirals a little bit, and how you can come up with some small ways based on your gifts and what capacity you have to kind of use gratitude and community service as momentum to get out. Okay, so I'm going to have you all just take a moment. If you feel safe to close your eyes, you can, or just take a soft gaze. If you feel like you want to take off your shoes, just to ground yourself in your own energy. Does anybody feel other people's energy? Yeah, like when you walk in a room, you're like, ooh, something just went down. It feels very heavy. Or maybe you're in a heavy state and then you went somewhere and it was like a birthday party and you left and you're like, I'm so glad I went. Or maybe you were feeling down and you went to a birthday party and everybody's celebrating and then you're like, I wish I wouldn't have gone. You felt heavier because you couldn't tap into that celebration kind of energy. Okay, so whatever your body needs right now, does it need a little shaking? You know, if you are in a hyper aroused state, that can mean you have a lot of low level buzzing kind of energy, so you may want to just kind of shake a little bit. We're the only mammals that don't shake out our cortisol. So if you see animals in the wild, or if you take your dog or cat to the vet, they have this reaction after they leave, right? They'll shake it out. They're like, whew, glad that's over with. And then they go on about our day. But we have things like deadlines and commitments, and we always get hit on the interstate, whatever it is, and that energy just builds up and we're expected to just hold it in. So this is your chance to, if you want to put your hand on your heart, or if you want to ground yourself, it's your body, you can touch it, so just go ahead. Ask permission to touch others though. Grounding your body through maybe a little element touch of like just squeezing your arms, taking some deep breaths, and then exhaling. Squeezing your hips can feel really good, your stomach. Just kind of taking inventory, feeling your body in this space. So it's called proprioception, feeling your body in this space, separate from others. Some of us live from the head or from the neck up, and we forget about the body. So this is going to be a chance for us to get our bodies and our minds. Let the brain rest on the shelf for a minute. Okay, and then starting to sway just gently for a moment, feeling your hips kind of sway back and forth. Continuing to take some deep breaths in through the nose, filling up the belly, and then exhaling. Again, softening any part that feels like it could be softened just 1% more. Is it your jaw? Is it your shoulders? You can add a little sound if you'd like, a little sigh, whatever feels good. And then slowly bringing that sway to a pause and feeling your feet on the ground, feeling supported by the ground beneath you. Maybe wiggling your toes, feeling your toes in your shoes, or feeling your toes on this cool concrete. And imagining roots just going into the earth and just feeling so grounded. And slowly bringing your awareness up the shins, continuing to take those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling your kneecaps and all the muscles around the kneecaps, maybe even trying to move them, feeling them kind of move. Feeling how they're connected to your thigh muscles. And coming up to the belly and taking a big deep breath into the belly. And a big exhale. You all are expanding your capacity to be with more with each exhale. And bringing your awareness up to the part below your rib cage. Taking a deep breath here. Sometimes if you feel disempowered, this part can really take a hit. If there's jealousy or envy, or you feel like your personal power has been given away or abandoned, this is a place where you can give some love and nourishment. And then up to the heart. Up to the heart, you can put your hand over your chest. Taking some deep breaths here. We're going to test this theory on the gratitude. I want you all to think of someone that you love so dearly, so deeply. You have so much gratitude for, and it could be someone that's not on earth anymore. It could even be a four-legged friend. And on the inhale, taking a deep inhale in, just filling your body with this gratitude and this love for this person or friend. And then on the exhale, sighing it out. And if it feels good and nourishing, you can say thank you to this person out loud. Thank you. And letting this vision of this person fade. Now I want you to imagine the little version of you between 5 and 10 years old, before the world told you you needed to be someone else, and reflecting on something that that little child loved to do. Did they love to ride a bike, or play Legos, or do art? What they love to do? Just having an image of this inner child, which is really a metaphor for your nervous system and your emotions. Imagining that little version of you and just taking a moment and having gratitude for that little child. And the characteristics that you loved about them. Maybe they were full of enthusiasm. Maybe they were super woo that got you here now. Take a deep breath here and just fill your body up with some gratitude, and exhale and say thank you to that version of you. And then lastly, moving up to the throat, taking a deep breath here, moving up to the jaw, to the space between the eyes, your temples, the crown of your head, and then just a big breath starting from the toes all the way up. And exhaling. Beautiful. If you're yawning or tearing, you're just releasing, you're creating more space for what's possible. And whenever you're ready, you can come back to this space. Just gently open your eyes, bat your eyelashes open, and look around the room and name 3 things that you see. Locker, lights, baby. And if you're still feeling a little floaty, tap your chest for a moment. Just bringing yourself back to the space. Beautiful, by the way.
It was hard to think about me as a child. That would be.
Yeah. Was there anything in particular that came up for you?
Just because I don't remember a lot.
Yeah. And notice if you're like, I can't remember. And sometimes we, a lot of us as kids, we were using a lot of energy to try to feel safe. Where we were tracking if we had older siblings or a chaotic household, or just being a kid, or it being 30 years ago. There's no wrong or right way to reflect on it. But when you're able to let the brain soften and just get curious with what comes up, it may be the essence of that little one, of the little you that you felt. So you maybe didn't see like a clear picture, but maybe just little things like a bike pop up, or the smell of your grandmother's house. I've had a lot of people that have different things that pop up. Sometimes, painful things pop up. And when that happens, your ability to just notice, like, okay, we don't have to stay here. And envisioning yourself like grabbing your inner child and going and doing art, or showing her your new house that you live in, or your cat or your dog, and being able to visualize like what would I do with that little version. Maybe that's what you're really longing to do now, is to tap into that freedom and that authentic version of you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
I'll piggyback off Katie. I thought it was easy for me to think about when I was a kid, and it brought smiles until you said before you had any kind of version of who you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I remember then being pressured about who was I supposed to be when I grow up. I'm supposed to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
And I immediately scratched that age out and went younger, just because I didn't want to think about that part.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to younger when I just was able to play and no expectations of anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that, and I'm curious if you ever give yourself that unexpected free time where you yeah. So just notice the connection of what came up for you. I know when I started doing this, it was I remembered roller skating and having so much fun at the local roller skating rink. And guess who's having a roller skating birthday party this year? And all of you are invited. December 7th. I'm renting out Hamilton Skate Place. I have purple roller skates because I love me some Prince, and we're gonna. But that's where I started like 5 years ago. I was like, what is happening? This optimism is not holding anymore. The veneer was cracking, and I really had to grieve the things and feel the things that I didn't want to feel to be able to create the space. Because it only takes 90 seconds. Harvard did a study. Not that it's a goal. Some are easier to hold than others. So what I have found in working with people, I work with mostly women, some couples, but is they will allow themselves to finally feel the anger that they've been holding, and they touch into that. They like, it's like I'm gonna touch it, but ooh, that's scary. For some, that's very comfortable. Like they can go right to anger, but for others, anger is like the ultimate, like, I don't know if I can hold myself in that. So once they feel that anger and allow it to move through over sessions or whatever, way that they choose, they create space for the pendulum to go all the way over here. And this inspired, exhilarated, enthusiastic, they're able to hold it, but for some people, it's also very hard to hold exhilarated, ecstatic. Has anybody had that feeling where they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, but I better not get too excited? There's this like pendulum of like, oh, this is really exciting, but it could fall through. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what is it about that we can't just allow ourselves to get really excited, but then also know that if we need to grieve whatever that thing is that didn't happen, or we lost, or the other shoe did drop, we can hold ourselves in that too. Yeah. Okay, so that, and what was your name? Ganika?
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice.
So where would you say this is a higher energy, low energy?
He's like, okay, lots of new creations in the world, and how does that change how I show up?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. If anyone needs some space help, it's you right now, right? Yes. Okay, so notice I just nodded my head, and I hope if there's anything that you take from this conversation is that you hold space for your emotions first and foremost. and validate them. All of them are welcome. All of them are here. They're guides. It's your wisdom. Your body's just like, please let me say something. I've got some things to say. And if you want to get more curious about ways to feel the emotions and allow them to make space for more fulfillment and joy and more capacity to deal with the hard things that we're going through in life, I've got a lot of different ways to do that. One, I'm doing a nervous system reset class at Ember Movement Studio on the 19th. It's just a 2-hour class where we'll actually do more releasing of emotions, and we will do something called tension release exercises. Have you all heard of TRE? It's where you do a series of exercises to allow your body to release the tension that you have. So you're literally shaking your body. You're just letting your body do its thing. It's really cool. Your body feels tingly and usually helps you sleep better. It's weird at first. So any questions before we close? Oh yeah, I'll pass this around if you want to take pictures. Also, you can look it up on the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, and you can get save a picture of it on your phone. And there's also an app that it's like a mood check-in. I forget the name of it. Somebody just told me about it. All right. If I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay. So we're gonna do a 5-minute break, and then we're.
All right, Jasmine, who are you?
Hey, I'm Jazz Milam. I am an artist and an art therapist here in Chattanooga.
Yeah. What's so important about that? Why is that important?
Well, because I think that some people speak art either not as well as they speak words, but in a more articulate way than they can speak words. And I want to give those people a mode of expression. Talk therapy is not for everybody. And artists have their own brand of mental stuff that they work out in the studio, and I just kind of like making that connection explicit.
So what do you do for the people here at Reconnection Day? What are you going to do?
We did a simple exercise that's designed just to kind of elevate your mood, help you access the joys of creativity, called squiggle drawings. A loose line that either becomes something else or just a container for a different pattern and color, but you feel better after. So.
Yeah. All right. And so where can people find you? Plug Reconnection Day. You can find me sign up now for Reconnection Day.
Oh, yeah, there's more about me when you sign up for Reconnection Day in a few weeks. So go online and do that.
Anywhere else they can find you?
Yeah, sure. I have a website, jazzmilam.com.
One last time. See you at Reconnection Day. I wasn't recording.
Oh.
Who are you?
I'm Shannon Hamaker, and I'm a somatic practitioner and sex and relationship coach. And I help people understand how to feel safe in their bodies through regulating their nervous system and doing inner child work and just really learning to feel their emotions.
And what are you going to do for people here at Reconnection Day?
At Reconnection Day, we are talking about being able to reconnect through community and through giving. And that may seem a little like a tough, wait, hold on, let me get to, like, what are we doing in this one? Okay, at Reconnection Day, we are talking about how to feel safe in your body and how to get out of the spiral through giving in the community and connecting with others after connecting to yourself.
And where is everyone going to find you?
ShannonHamaker.com. What is the answer? Oh, Reconnection Day.
Plug Reconnection Day.
Okay.
See you guys all at Reconnection Day.
I will see you all at Reconnection Day.
Through her husband, Logan. I work out of the Be Strong gym just down the road. And then I also teach, but I teach high school kids. So talking to adults is a different world for me, so bear with me while I get comfortable. But I'm really excited to be here and just kind of join this collective that you guys are doing. And correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are all the artists that did all of the beautiful work out there. I just took 30 minutes and just kind of wandered around. It's really, really cool, and I'm really impressed, and I can't do any of that. So kudos to you for everything that you guys do. My job today, Regina asked me to just talk about food and mood and nutrition and how it can make you feel good, bad, ugly, all those different things. We will do some conversations between each other, conversations in the group. I have paper and pencil up here, but I think most of you have something to write on and write with. Is that correct? Okay. And then I also have a handout that I'll give you that has just some notes on some of the things that we'll talk about. But the first thing that I just want to throw out there, and you guys throw it back at me, you don't have to raise your hand like we're in the classroom unless you just want to, but I'm very much just collective. When you're feeling low or down or depressed or just kind of bummed, what's a food that you typically turn to? Chicken tenders. Chips. Chips, Chick-fil-A, chicken tenders. Sushi. Thai and sushi. Interesting. Chocolate. Did you see what I brought up here? Yeah. No, nothing. That is also a very common answer. When someone is feeling low, you can go one of two ways, right? You either over or you go very under. So those are all very common foods that are thrown out there. Here's what I want you to do now. We're going to have two lists, and then we're going to compare them. So on a piece of paper, if you want to, I know you guys are artists, so you probably want to split it down the middle and have two columns and make it nice and pretty. So the first one is going to be just start listing foods that bring you comfort. And this can be anything. If it's nothing, right? If nothing brings you comfort, you can put that down as well, but try to list a little bit more. I'll give you a couple minutes there to do that, and then I'll give you the second prompt. Yeah. Good. Anybody else? Yeah.
I mentioned eating nothing because when I need, sometimes when I crave that kind of like lazy comfort or I'm in a dark place, it takes too much effort to eat or prepare food, and that shows up on the other list because I'm not getting any calories, I'm not eating, of course I'm going to be lethargic. I'm putting no energy into my body.
Yeah. And it's kind of that circle because it's like I don't feel like getting up to do it, and yet I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it. That's a tough circle. Yeah. Anybody else? I want to hear from you because yours was totally different, right? Can you throw me a couple?
So, for comfort, there was a couple things, and I had to put tea down. Tea meaning like, because when I was a kid, all the way up till now, anytime we felt any discomfort, being sick or whatever, hot tea was the thing that my mom gave us.
Okay.
So now, it's a problem because I just keep.
Where omega-3 fatty acids, the biggest association there, people always say salmon, right? But salmon is a fishy fish, right? If you don't like fish, you're not going to like salmon. Good news is there's a couple other things out there. Walnuts are great if you can do nuts. Chia and flaxseed are often overlooked, and flaxseed specifically can be mixed in a whole lot of different things without even knowing that it's there. Chia seed pudding has really taken off. If you can handle that, it's a lot of fiber in there, but good in omegas. Those B vitamins.
There's you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have not read anything on changing the glycemic index of the oats by soaking them. You should have, from what I've read, you've had the same response to overnight as you would just to regular. Steel cut oats. Steel cut oats are a little bit higher in fiber and they're less processed. They may not elicit the same response. They take longer to cook. They taste a little bit different, but that could be an option to try also if you wanted to. Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, ma'am.
A friend of mine who's salad.
Is the chickpea pasta actually better for me than whole wheat or a spinach, you know, the colored pasta. That's my question.
Yeah, the makeup is different, so it's going to be a less impact on your blood sugar. So that's one difference. The chickpea is going to have more protein. The chickpea is a little bit lower calorie, but in terms of general intake, if you're not consuming a ton of carbohydrates throughout the day, right, then a plain regular pasta, whole wheat pasta with good fiber would be just as good. The biggest thing about pastas is when we get the super refined, we have 0 fiber content. Yeah. So the chickpea and the whole wheat are going to at least give you that fiber. The whole wheat is going to give you more gluten, so if you have an intolerance, that's something to watch out for as well. But in terms of calories, it's going to be very similar.
So I don't really have to feel guilty. Like I'll make a pasta salad and I've got it's probably 70% vegetables anyway because I just beef it up.
Yeah.
But then I will eat on that until it is gone. And then I'm like, did I just do something really bad for myself? Because that was a lot of pasta.
The portion size for pasta is also something we tend to overdo. It's about half a cup cooked. And so I wouldn't do any more than that because then pair those two things together. Yeah. Tofu if you really like it.
Yeah, I do that too.
There you go.
Got some in the fridge right now.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds good.
I know.
I can say with reasonable certainty that I have overeaten.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always a shocking one because a cup is about the size of your fist. And so I love to play this game with cereal, right? How much of you eat? Have a bowl of cereal? Yes.
Half a cup dry pasta or half a cup
cooked? See? Yeah, and our portions are portion distortion, right? Like we're just used to more of that, but the actual serving size is half a cup. And restaurants don't help either. Rice is the same, yeah. But again, if you do the serving or you go a little over on it, as long as you have the protein on the plate, here's what I would recommend. Eat the protein first because more than likely you're going to be full and satiated sooner and you'll eat less of the refined whatever that's on the plate, right? So that's one way to kind of...
Outside for a walk.
You made that?
When I'm happy, I just do this.
And the little book opens and closes.
Really?
And that opens and closes.
That's cool.
And then that one that's in the similar frame right there. And then the shirt.
Oh, you made that shirt over there?
Uh-huh.
That's creative.
It's all self-taught embroidery.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
He said he sewed to quiet the voices in his head. He was schizoaffective.
He had schizoaffective? I've known someone like that.
Yeah. So it was not the easiest relationship.
It can be real tough. Schizophrenia is just such a tricky one. But the fact that he made this shows that, he still had a brilliant brain
He
going
had
on.
a challenge. That was him right there.
That's awesome, man. I love that so much. This is great. This is fantastic.
It's amazing.
I don't know who could actually wear that.
Well, and that's the thing, is like when he was alive, people were wearing it.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies last night I had never met, and she said, "Aren't you Sparky's daughter?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "I've worn that shirt." She said, "I'm so happy to see it because she wondered where it had gone, you know."
Yeah.
And I put the word out that it was going to be on show, and so people came last night to see it. So he was Chattanooga's first long hair.
Long hair? No way.
Yeah, he was.
First one with long hair?
Yeah, the first hippie. He was the first hippie. He went off to Haight-Ashbury. He lived in Sweden for a while.
That's wild.
He was.
Give me a second.
Okay. Let me go face the wall? Or?
Go outside.
Yeah, let's go outside. Let's get some vitamin D.
A
little vitamin D.
Right? That's what's up, dude.
Oh, it's nice out here. Good call.
You headed out?
I am.
Aw,
It was nice meeting you,
it was
though.
good to meet you. See you around.
Bye.
All right. Oh, with the beautiful hills in the background. See ya.
Just kidding.
1 second.
Are you gonna ask me questions, or you just want me to talk?
Yeah, I'm kind of prompting you, but I'll
Okay.
ask you the questions. It's, what's your name and what do you do is the first bit.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yes. Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Laura Eldridge. I am a registered dietitian.
And what are you doing here at the Reconnection Day?
Today we talked about food and mood and how certain foods can enhance your mood and how certain foods can hinder or make you feel sluggish.
You want to do it because it's kind of for the future Reconnection Day. So
Oh, okay.
here at Reconnection Day, we're gonna. Do you want to say it like
gotcha.
that? What are you gonna do?
Here at Reconnection Day, we're going to explore the connection between food and mood.
Nice. And why is that? How does that make you feel to do that for people?
I love talking to people about food just in general. It's my nerdy passion. And it's even better to be in front of a group of people that are interested in improving and bettering themselves and their health.
Could you just say something that's kind of like, and if you want to learn about that, come to Reconnection Day. Like and subscribe.
Okay.
You don't have to say like and subscribe.
Okay. If you want to learn about food and your mood,
Oh, wait.
come to Reconnection Day.
Or just say, and come to Reconnection Day, and I don't know.
It's like, I do whatever you don't want me to do.
I'm terrible with it.
If you want to learn more about food and how it affects your mood, come to Reconnection Day.
Beautiful.
Is that good?
Very good job. Thank you. You don't need this either.
Okay.
I can take that off now.
Thanks.
Fantastic job.
There you go.
The whole time I kept wanting to ask, like, what is the health benefits of a Popeye's chicken sandwich? 'Cause I love it so much.
Calories.
Yes.
As you're moving, I want you to think, I feel most alive when, fill in the blank. Circle your shoulders back. Take one arm and bring it up and spiral and look way behind you. And then look back into the center. Go back to where your hand is and lift back up. And down. And the other arm lift. Look to the center. Go back to your hand and reach. One more each side. Reach. And look. Go back to your hand and reach. And last one. Look. Go back and lift. And circle your shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really feel that stretch. Bring your hand in. Wrist circles. Always breathing. Breath has a lot of movement to it, and breath is underneath all the movement. pushing me down. And you can do what I'm doing, or you can do your own thing. But I do suggest you listen to your body and go where it's telling you to go. And do reach up when you get up top. There's no pace that's too slow. And then this time come back down to stay. If you can, cross one leg in front of the other and just rock it forward and back. Forward. And then switch legs. Bring it forward. One more. And then turn to your right leg, and again, a nice little happen.
Yeah,
Is my understanding.
pretty much. Yeah. Well, we're going to spend some time talking about yes and, but the reason I'm particularly excited to talk about improv in general with you guys is I've been involved in improv for about 30 years, and the older I get, the more I recognize how things that we learn in improv are actually really, really great skills for us out in everyday life, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in the way that we work, or just the way that we want to be out in the world. It helps us be more connected, it helps us feel more creative, helps us communicate better, actually helps improve a sense of confidence, and it helps us kind of find more fulfillment in just our everyday interactions. So we're going to spend a lot of time just kind of getting into some of those things. So we talked about yes and. Yes and. So yes and is sort of the fundamental principle of improv. Improv is essentially we're making things up. I like to think of it as like play for grown-ups, or something that happens whenever we're kids. This is telling my age a little bit. Whenever I was a kid, I would have friends come over and go, "Hey, you want to come out and play?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." It was easy. I don't even know if that happens anymore.
What is play?
What is play? What is play? Now, if somebody asks us to play now, it's like, wait, play what?
With what?
Yeah, with what? With what? When we were kids, we could kind of invent things, and we made up the rules as we went along, and we invented what we were going to play, and we made it up on the spot. The nice thing about improv is that there are just a few rules, but those are the rules that help us play together as grown-ups, because we're making stuff up on the spot together. And yes and is the fundamental principle. It's the fundamental principle. And the reason why it's so fundamental is because it is the way that we create. So yes and is pretty much, what's your name?
Matthias.
Matthias?
Matthias.
Is that with an M or a P?
With an M.
M, Matthias, okay. So Matthias said yes and is how you just kind of accept whatever's happening and move along. That's absolutely it. Whenever we are playing together, we want to say yes to whatever it is that our partners are bringing to the table. I'll do an example if you don't mind me.
Let's try it. Good.
Share something that happened with you today.
My baby didn't spit up on me.
No, actually, you don't have a baby, and that wasn't spit up.
I didn't imagine that.
So yeah, exactly, right? So what I did in improv is what we would call denial. We denied the reality that Regina actually experienced. And she did exactly what we would, it's sort of thing that now we're going to deal with. I made all this up, we went into some alternative reality. Share something that you did today other than that.
What did I do today? I had a burger.
Oh, I love burgers. I love mine medium well.
Medium well. Yeah, that's probably good for a burger.
Yeah, I don't think it was sick.
Who does?
Who doesn't eat? I don't know. Do you?
Not particularly.
Yeah. When just by saying, yeah, okay, cool, we're talking about burgers now. We don't have to deal with, did I make up having a burger?
Did I?
We know we were playing in the reality that we have. And we're saying we're building. So not only are we agreeing, but we're building. I like to think of yes and a little bit more deeply than even just agreement. I like to think of it as accepting. Buddhists have a really good definition of suffering by shorthand, which is suffering is wishing things were different than they actually are. And so that's why so much of like, Zen practices and Buddhist practices and even in improv, the idea of acceptance is so important. It's not just that I'm saying yes to the fact that Regina had a burger, I'm accepting that that's her reality. I may be vegetarian, I may not like the fact that she had a burger, but I'm going to accept, cool, you had a burger, all right, now we're moving forward. I don't have to like it, but if I accept it, then we can start to. The reality is, when we don't try to be funny, it just happens. So don't try. In fact, when we try an improv, that's when things start to kind of stink. So don't worry about trying to be funny. Also, don't worry about being fast. Don't worry about being fast. If it takes you a second to think of something, that's totally okay. There might be times where I ask us to move quickly, but there will be a reason for that. Otherwise, take your time. And there is an even more fundamental part of improv than just yes and. Because we're going out there together, we're creating something out of nothing, we have to assume trust. So I step out on stage with people that I've played with for years, and I'll step out on stage with people that I've never met before. And we all assume trust. And there's a ritual that we all do. Is everyone okay to have a pat on the back? Anyone not okay? Okay. There's a ritual that we do. What's your name?
Katie.
Katie? But I pat you on the back. So this is the ritual that we do. We're going to ask everyone to do this. We look each other in the eye and we say, I got your back. And we pat each other on the back. And then you do the same for me.
Got your back.
Cool. And then we do that for everyone. So mingle around, get each other's, I got your back.
I got your back.
Did you know
Mingle
that?
around.
Did you know that? I got your back. Dude, I got your back, bro. What's up? Dude, you got some soft parts. You hardly have my back. Here, put some energy in there. Man, what's up? Did you know?
Can I have your back?
I got your back.
I got your back too.
That's basically a hug if we both do it at the same time. It's like,
I got your back.
It's Mateo, right?
Matias.
Matias? I got your back, Matias. Hey, guess what? I got your back. Dude, it's a good back.
Who are all these people that got my back?
I got your back.
I got your back. We got each other's back. We got each other's back. I got your back.
Hey there.
Hey.
Dude, you're back. I got it.
All right, let's circle back up. Let's circle back up.
See you soon.
How did that feel, by the way?
Felt like backs.
How did that feel?
Like I was about to hug everybody, but I didn't.
How did it feel to hear and look into someone's eye and hear, feel, I've got your back?
At first a little vulnerable, but then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
There's
vulnerability.
went to hugs. It was a bunch of hugs.
You guys have been together for some time. Yeah. There are lots of. We're gonna play games. We're gonna mess up. It's totally gonna happen. Everyone's gonna mess up. That is the way it works. But no one gets to be wrong. Cool?
Cool.
All right. We're going to start with actually reinforcing that just a little bit more. This is a game called Awesome. So, what is your name?
Hannah.
Hannah?
Yes.
Hannah is going to start us off, and we're going to go in a circle clockwise. Hannah is going to just share something that's on her mind. It could be good. I found a quarter in my couch this morning. Could be neutral. There's a white on the walls. It could be negative, like, I stubbed my toe on the way in here today.
Have we entered the extraordinary?
So here's the extraordinary part. Everyone, after hearing Hannah share, is going to say, guess what?
That's awesome.
Awesome. Enthusiastically. Enthusiastically. And then, what's your name? Jess, and then Jess, yeah, if she stubs her toe. Then Jess is going to share something that's on her mind, and so on and so on and so on. And we're all going to say, awesome, cool. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, and I saw a bird today.
Awesome!
And I heard that bird, I think.
Awesome! You can make it your own thing.
Okay, yeah, that's what
yeah.
I had a lovely piece of chocolate after a long time.
Awesome!
I fixed my partner's leaky car roof.
Awesome!
I discovered sage in the garden outside.
Awesome!
I had a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Awesome!
I made some new friends.
Awesome! I had slightly too much caffeine.
Awesome! I watched a dog walk past while we were exercising.
Awesome!
I enjoyed the sunrise.
Awesome!
My truck is missing a mud flap.
Awesome!
I'm exhausted.
Awesome!
I'm filming this.
Awesome!
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome! How was that? Yeah. Even like, I'm exhausted. Awesome. Yeah.
What a privilege.
What's that?
What a privilege.
What a privilege. Am I missing a mud flap? Awesome. I'm filming. Very neutral. Awesome. The reason we do this, no matter what you bring in here, is going to be great. It's going to be great. Don't worry about what you're bringing in. It's going to be awesome. And what we're celebrating isn't so much what you're sharing. It's that you're sharing something. I'm exhausted. Awesome that you shared that. I'm missing a mud flap. Awesome that you shared that. I fixed my partner's roof in his car. Awesome. Awesome. We're gonna work on kind of, I think, and I start walking. Oh, that was a command point. That's right.
That's right. Yes.
So yeah. What's your name? Jess. Jess has to say yes. Jess is gonna say yes. Then yes. Got it.
Do we wait until they're there?
You don't have to wait till they're there.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pause for a second.
Okay.
I heard somebody say this is hard.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
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 Wait.
Yes.
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 Can I point that back?
How was that?
That was fun.
Yes. Why did you say no?
I
I just did.
Why did it say no? Do exactly what Hannah did. Yes. All right, we're gonna stop right here. Nice job. How was that?
That was fun.
It was what? Hilarious. Because we look like part of being generous is assuming that I'm not sure whatever they give to me, I'm going to treat that as a gift. Everything's and when we think of it that way, oh, this is all of yesterday's diapers, or this is a bucket of nuclear waste, or whatever. Jess is going to enthusiastically say thank you. Oh, thank you! This is like the best thing you ever got. And you're going to give a reason why you love that gift. You're going to make it up. Doesn't have to be real. If you get nuclear waste, maybe find a reason, right? Yeah. And then Jess is going to you're going to have your own terrible gift that you're going to give to Cheyenne. You're going to find a terrible gift to give to Cheyenne. And so on. And thank you, big thank you, give a reason why, and so on, so on, so on, so on. Cool? All right, Danielle, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You got a gift?
I do.
Cool.
Here's all of yesterday's diapers. Awesome.
Yes. Say thank you too.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
Sure. You know, my compost pile, my compost pile is really low on organic, rich nutrient. I'm sure you're feeding the baby the best food ever.
Nice. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you get to give Cheyenne something.
Well, Cheyenne, when I turn my compost pile to add this fresh new diaper, this wonderful, wonderful tomato plant volunteer came out, and I thought of you.
Is this a terrible gift?
It is a great gift.
It should be a terrible gift.
Because I think you're gonna like it.
So think of a terrible
let me go back.
gift.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be related to that. You can make up your own thing.
Yeah,
You can give her nuclear waste. Give her a terrible gift, and then Cheyenne has to tell you why it's a great gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm giving too much information.
Overshares.
Cheyenne. Sorry, I'm in the compost
You
pile.
did.
I was hanging out in my compost pile yesterday because awesome donation came through. And I noticed that I saw my empty greens buckets. They are very slimy, and I thought of you. I thought, oh,
Nice. There you go. Slimy green
this
buckets.
looks like thank you.
I appreciate this slimy green algae because I have fish that could feed off of
There you go. Nice.
it.
You can make up whatever you want.
Okay. I have I want to say
Go for it. Go for it.
I have a bunch of nuclear waste.
Awesome, thank you. I have some friends in Iran that I could give this to. They're scientists, and they're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Nice. By the way, I'm going to pause this for a second. So, one of the things in improv, because I'm imagining, I couldn't think of anything. One of the best things we can do is mirror. If somebody jumps in and is like, I got all this compost. Cool, I got compost too. Yeah, joining in is a great way to be generous. So don't feel like it's stealing. That's joining in. I heard that nuclear waste. Yeah, let's jump on that. Nice shot. Anyway, go ahead.
Regina, I was thinking of you, and I want to give you all my emotional baggage.
And I'm going to be able to make something more arches. So.
Nice. Great object work too.
And I was really, really excited because I've been preparing all these buckets full of broken glass.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yes.
Jess, I was thinking of you
again, just like we started. Maybe noticing something new. Maybe saying thank you to yourself again for your art. Maybe saying thank you to your peers. Reconnection Day. I want to know what went well. What's something you noticed that went well?
Transitions.
Transitions, yeah. We kind of flowed, we bebopped around.
You usually find that there's a struggle between transitioning from one task to another task to another task, especially when you're moving through different spaces as well. But the bell was, I think, fantastic.
Yeah, thank you for that. I want to hear also with what you learned today. Just one. I mean, if you can have up to 2, and you can connect them, but they need to be connected to have more than one. If you count the 5 big ones.
Oh.
Okay. So once you have what you're focused on, I want you to pick one specific way you're going to reconnect to that, either today or tomorrow. And go ahead and write that down.
So what you focus on is the thing that you notice the one area that
Yep. Like maybe you're focused on creativity, and then how am I going to reconnect to creativity tonight or tomorrow? Very short term. And then after you have that, I want you to write down how you're going to remember to reconnect. What are you going to tell yourself to remember to reconnect? So once you have your what, and you have your when, and you have your accountability, your remembering, I invite you to share. What are you reconnecting to, and how are you going to do it?
I asked for 2, so I said movement and nature. So the immediate thing is to walk in nature tomorrow, and my accountability piece to that is to schedule it until it becomes natural.
So you're going to remember it by scheduling
By
it.
scheduling it.
So when's it on the schedule for tomorrow?
It's on the schedule for tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., walk in nature. Thank you.
Similar. Want to reconnect with nature. I'm going to go for a hike tomorrow. And the way to remember is I'm going to set an alarm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just get you.
Thank you.
I want to reconnect to nutrition and nourishment because I get a lot of joy out of cooking for other people, but I just scavenge. It's just myself. But I'd like to focus on meal prepping. And I keep a whiteboard on my refrigerator that usually I just scribble down quotes and like little things I want to remember, but I'm envisioning like writing all the days of the week and putting a check mark next to the day for which I have a meal in the fridge for myself. Because when the week kind of spirals and gets ahead of me, like, then I'm short on time. So if I can think of it and just be a couple steps ahead of myself and mark it visually, that'll help me stay accountable. And it's something that's already there. I'm already using it. It's not what I use it for. Since it's already
So when are you when are you gonna engage with the whiteboard to make it into a meal plan?
I think on Sundays.
Sundays? Okay. Tomorrow is Sunday. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Take your time. There is a gold. There's a fat gold that someone has. Yeah. Yes. There it is. I didn't know there was a dry erase marker in here. Yes, please do. What do you notice now? We started here and we're ending here too.
For some reason, I'm more conscious of the lines traversing the pit kind of perpendicularly, like rather than the cyclical kind of, helical spiral motions. There's a lot of paths in or out, which resonates with me.
Noticing the paths. Any other noticings that you want to share? More color.
I'm trying to remember if color was added or if I'm just noticing.
Yeah, just be normal. Don't be weird, dude.
Well, I am weird, so
Don't be
it's
weird,
normally
bro.
to be for me.
Be chill, bro.
Bruh. Yes.
Bro. All right, now all I just wanted to ask was like, dude, what's Reconstruction Day all about?
Reconstruction Day?
Reconstruction. Connection Day. I thought for a second it might have been. All right.
Reconnection Day. This is where I
What's
get.
this whole day been about? What has it been about?
So this whole day is about.
How about this? Why'd you organize Reconnection Day?
I put Reconnection Day together because I care about having ways to find, to navigate hard things that aren't dependent upon medicine or clinical spaces or these big ideologies. I wanted a space where we can have fun and reconnect to these things that are really simple, like how I eat, can I play, how do I move my body, what's creativity like, just simplifying the whole thing and having fun with it.
What a loud car.
That was like, I can do the whole thing because I didn't.
Such a rudely loud car. No, that
I didn't
was
even.
fine.
I didn't love it.
But I do think we could do that again, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Stop getting closer to me, dude. You're weirding me out.
Okay, brother.
Why did you organize it? Yeah. What was the? Yeah.
Yeah. What do I do with my hands?
I don't know. One second. There you
I put Reconnection Day together because I care about having spaces where we can learn to navigate the hard stuff that aren't dependent on clinical spaces or on medicine or on these big ideologies about what you should do or how you have to do it. I just really wanted to simplify the whole thing and ask questions about, like, what does it mean to play? What does it mean to feed myself well? What does it mean to move my body? What does it mean to be creative and to play with it all?
And after the success of today, what does it feel like to have organized this?
What does it
Brought all
feel
these
like?
people together.
It's one of those things where you start to wonder, like, can it be this good? Like, can it be this easy? Can it be this simple? Can it be this well? I'm still processing, so I don't quite know how to answer the question. After the success of today, I don't know.
What do you think this brings people that other things? What do you think this thing provides that people would like?
I think this takes a lot of pressure off of the whole, like, wellness world. We're depressurizing the wellness space here, where it's not about, like, optimizing or how hard can you go to, like, be good to yourself. It's like, yeah, let's just show up and have fun and see how we can navigate these, like, play with these things. I keep using those same words, but
So if people want like a way to treat themselves and be good for themselves, but in a low stakes environment.
yeah, like a low stakes environment to treat yourself well and have fun with it and to just take the pressure off, because everything has gotten so tangled up and so disconnected and just kind of ugly and spiky. So, like, let's make it pretty and fun and easy.
And take psilocybin beforehand.
Only if you're Asher.
No, I didn't do that. All right.
Eventually I'll find all the right words, but until then, we'll play with it.
No, I mean.